Hello, I'm Kirsty.
And I'm Dieter.
And welcome to Some Loosemore, a channel dedicated to the hobby of board games.
If you've watched our last few videos, you'll know we've been talking about what we call gateway games, the games that you can use to introduce new people to this hobby of board games. And last time we were looking at the games that we have had most success with when teaching other people. But to pick up on one of our own rules that we stated earlier on, different people come from different backgrounds and have different preferences. So what we thought we'd do over the next few videos is take different types of games and then tell you our top pick for a game that you could use to introduce to new people. So today we've chosen card games. Now by that could range anywhere from people that have played bridge or solitaire or gin and all the kind of using a deck of cards type cards, all the way up to people who, like me, potentially had like a Pokemon card or Yu-Gi-Oh card background, and so know a little bit of that kind of thing. We have each picked a game that we think fits this category well, and as ever, when we talk about a game, there will be a link for it below where you can pick it up if you want to get a hold of it yourself. So Kirsty, for your top pick for a card game to teach new people, what have you got?
I've chosen Star Realms. Now this is a deck building game. I think it's very easy to pick up. It involves 4 suits essentially, which within the theme are different spaceships. Now both players start with some scouts and a couple of vipers, and from there they have to build a deck to incorporate more advanced ships, more advanced tools to attack and defend with. Some cards can be used as currency, and therefore you can buy ships from the middle, but you can also buy bases. Bases are great because they stay in play until they are destroyed by your opponent. The aim of the game is to diminish the health of your opponent. Everybody starts with 50 health at the beginning of the game, and you need to get them down to 0. So I really like Star Realms because it's very quick to pick up, it's very quick to play. The box says it takes about 20 minutes, and from our experience it has taken about 20 minutes per game, which is really quick and unintimidating for new players. And it kind of replicates it's just a box full of cards, playing cards essentially, and like playing cards, there are 4 suits, and so it's very easy to understand if you're not familiar with a deck building game, but you are familiar with just normal playing cards.
And it's cheap.
It is cheap.
Now, technically the box says it's a 2-player game, but you can get 2 decks and shuffle them together to play with as many people as you like. Yeah, this one treads that line well between, yes, if you're used to traditional card games with just the 4 suits, it's got that element, and so you're teaching them, say, the card powers, so that's about it, because on some of the different coloured cards there's effects that they do when you play them. Yep. But then if you're from a card effects kind of background, that Pokemon card, Yu-Gi-Oh card type thing, this then introduces that buying the cards and putting them in your discard and then shuffling and getting a new hand. So it kind of covers all the bases, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Good.
So Dieter, what did you choose for this category?
For my choice for a top pick of card game to teach people that have played card games before, I've chosen Lost Cities. Lost Cities is a 2-player game, very simple. Essentially it's gin. Yeah. Or gin rummy, or whatever it is that we play. Very simple. You're picking up a card, you're playing a card, other way around, isn't it? You're playing a card, you pick up a card, you're trying to get sets of the different colours. Now there are 5 suits in this instead of 4. They're still numbered like normal cards, I mean 2 to 10. But what it adds, what makes it really interesting, is this wager idea where these cards with a handshake on say, I'm going to gamble that this column, this set that I'm trying to build up will reach the minimum of 20 points, because each expedition to a lost city that you go on essentially costs you 20 points, but so you're gambling then, I will definitely reach 20, and so any points over that will then be doubled or tripled depending on how many of these cards that you play. But if you're under that, you will double or triple the deficit, and so how much you lose. It's very simple, it's very quick. I think each round is only about 5-10 minutes. You play 3 rounds and work out your scores at the end of that. We've had a lot of fun. There's a good tension with that board in the middle. When you're playing a card, you can either play it in one of your sets or discard it into one of the spots in the middle, but as soon as you've discarded it, it's now available for the other person to take. So there's that really nice tension between, no, I don't necessarily want this card in my hand, but I also don't want my opponent to play it, so I either don't play as good a card as I wanted to in one of my sets and actually lose out a little bit just to stop my opponent getting that number 9 card or that number 10 card or whatever it is, and so that you can get the best score out of it yourself. It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun. Really simple little box. Again, quite inexpensive. Now this one is a 2-player only, but they are coming out very soon, I think, with an expansion, which I think adds another suit and extra things to do. So if you do enjoy the game but want a bit more, I think more is coming. But again, we'll put links below where you can get these games if you want to.
What I like about Lost Cities is its mathematical content. I have a mathematical background, and I think it's great to have that aspect that you can play with teenagers. It's easy enough to play with younger teenagers, but it still challenges people's mathematical ability, and so keeps your brain working, ticking along, because you have to constantly be calculating, am I going to be losing this much or am I going to be gaining this much? And that changes very quickly throughout the game, so it can become quite strategic very quickly, especially as Dieter said, with the wagering aspect to the game.
Worth saying that it's only basic addition and subtraction.
Yes.
There's no massive calculations in that sense.
Yeah,
so
it's
don't
not
worry.
algebra or calculus, it's just addition.
Yeah, the box says ages 10 and up. So that's what it's...
But if you have children who you would like to improve their maths, practice their maths, this is a great game to get them engaged in maths without realising it, because they'll have fun playing the game, but equally they have to be doing some addition and subtraction as they play.
So those are our top picks for card games to teach new people. Of course, there are many others. There were other ones that I wanted to put on but didn't, just because they lost out to these two. Do say in the comments what your suggestion would be. What card game would you teach to somebody that's played card games before but is not into board games as yet? Do follow us on Twitter at @WSomeLmore. Subscribe to this channel if you like what we're doing, and hit the little bell icon to stay notified when new videos come out. We have been Kirsty and Dieter for Some Loosemore. We will see you again. Bye.
Bye.